Dreamyoungmedia live. Like, comment, subscribe. Dreamyoungmedia live. Like, comment, subscribe. So we want to first thank you guys for joining the Dream Young Effect podcast. We truly appreciate you guys coming on. Yes. We've heard so much about the New York Lions Adaptive Blind Baseball League. I hope I got that right. Okay,
Alex, tell us how to say it, because there's several different names. Give us all the different names.
Yeah. We have the New York Lions Sports League, which consists of the other branches and sports that we offer. And then we have the New York Lions Adaptive Blind Baseball Team.
Beautiful,
okay.
Beautiful. And so, so we've done some research about you guys. So we kind of generally know what it is, but tell our viewers how you got started and we can go from there.
Okay, we got started a couple of years ago. Our first tournament that we volunteered for to play at an international level was in Italy, in Rome. That was back in 2019. And then we weren't able to compete last year or this year due to the current situation. So now we're looking forward to the following season. And from my understanding, as of right now, it may be held in Germany.
Oh, beautiful.
So we're looking to, yes, absolutely.
Beautiful, man. You guys are getting a chance to travel and experience the world. So it's a big thing. It's a big thing. A lot of people don't get those experiences, man. So that's great.
And
congratulations.
Tell us about the actual sport, how it's played. I know there's some details that's not so obvious. So can you go into that for us?
Absolutely. So I'll start off with the equipment. The ball itself is the same dimensions of a regular baseball. It's hollowed out in the middle with 3 bells in it, so it's completely audible. Every player wears a blindfold to even out the playing field. So as far as visual acuity, it's not going to matter. Once the blindfold goes on, you're playing on an even playing field for all participants. We play on the diamond just like we do in regular baseball. When the player hits the ball, this is the only real modification to it that's a little bit different than what other baseballs may be not used to, is you self-pitch. So if you're a right-hand hitter, you hold the ball with your left hand and take a swing with the right hand. And vice versa. If you're a lefty, you do the same the other way.
Okay.
So once that ball is in play, it has to reach beyond a certain line beyond the infield, and the player rounds off first base. Is the only electronic mechanism in the whole game. It's a flat base that emits an electronic signal. So the player has to bypass that and go straight to second. Now, the reason why they do that is just to make it a little bit more competitive with the hitter and the fielders. So if the person has a chance to go to first base all the time, it's not going to be as competitive. So we bypass first base to go to second base. So right away from home plate, the player hits it, goes around first base into second base. And the timing is just right for the player to be competitive and for the fielders to try to make that play and get that person out at second base. Now, the fielders also have the opportunity to throw the ball to a sighted player who's on their team on second base. So once the opposing team is at bat, they hit the ball, it goes out to the field. You have different zones split up for different players. A player calls out for their zone and makes the play, gets the ball, throws it to second base. So there's all the fundamentals to baseball are set in place. It's just the modifications make it the way it is for visually impaired and blind people to play, and it's as good as it's going to get for to give an opportunity for us to play out in a situation like that with it being competitive.
And that's beautiful. I know for a fact that we've worked in the industry for a lot of years, and the people that we've dealt with, being involved in sports or any kind of creative activity has always been a confidence booster for them. So what are some of your experiences seeing students or players who might have come to you and were a little shy or maybe not as confident, and when they started playing, it built the character in them or built some confidence in them? Can you tell us one of your success stories?
Yeah, absolutely. We have various players that haven't played for many years baseball when they were sighted. Now this gives them an opportunity to go out and play and be competitive and network with other visually impaired people in different various ways, other outside just at a competitive level with job seeking and different resources on how to become better and productive citizens, and to just overlook their disability or whatever difficulty life has presented itself to them, and we could just move forward. And so there's different ways of that it's affected the players on the team.
That's beautiful.
I want to say something. It is so true. What Alex said, of course. I have a nephew who is legally blind, and Alex plays with him, and he knows him. And Alex told me that after so many years playing, I'm talking about Joseph. He is now more outgoing, friendlier, happier. I mean, he is. But you get this boost of confidence, and you become the go guy or whatever it may be. And then in our team, you create a network where it comes to, I'm going for a job interview. Can you help me? Can you do this video? And so you learn to speak out and reach out for the help that is out, that is there.
Yeah.
And
I agree. It's a natural progression. Think about it. If you see yourself as a conqueror in your mind after you've successfully achieved something, then the next challenge doesn't seem as big to you.
True.
You know, once you knock down one wall, then you got another wall in front of you. You're like, you know what? I beat that last challenge. I can beat this challenge, you know? So that's why I asked that question, because I've seen it with our consumers and the people that we've dealt with, that they, wouldn't even talk to you or look you directly in the eye. And then after a while, when they got their first job, now they're social at their job, saying what's up to everybody at Walmart, what have you, which is it's kind of cool to see them evolve as human beings. So tell us a little bit more about how you guys are connected with the local community. Like, because I know obviously if you're connected with all these players and in sports, what other things are you doing in the community, or what other activities do you guys offer as well?
I wanted to say one thing is that we've been playing, of course, in New York. Right. We've been practicing. We have had some fundraising, some gatherings. We go to schools, different public locations, and give free demonstration.
Nice.
We're trying to recruit at the same time. We're sharing what we're doing. So if anybody has family or friend that can use this service as being part of a team as an outgoing event, awesome.
Yeah.
But just in last October, and I'll send you the information. So we just played another high school team that is sighted. But they were wearing their blindfolds. But the thing is that we introduced to this community how you can still play baseball without having vision.
I love that.
And the thing is, one thing I wanted to say was that when we're out there in the field, there's no talking. I'm sighted. I play second base. So I catch the ball, but I can only say the word two. And that's how the vision impaired athletes hear my voice, waits for a second, and then connects the ball from their hand to my hand by listening to the sound of my voice. So only the team can talk to each other. Everybody else has to be quiet. If I start talking to someone or anything, that's an out.
Yep.
There's no talking. The only thing I can say is I got it. If the ball comes straight toward me from the home plate, okay, fine. I say I got it, because the ball is straight at me. And there's also rules for me to play. The team has to do most of the work. So they become individuals, and they're on their own, and they talk to each other. And it's wonderful. I just wanted to say that. Yeah, it's a great thing.
That sounds beautiful. I mean, the fact that you guys are not just having people who are visually impaired play against each other, and now you're incorporating people who are not visually impaired, that's really a community building exercise, because it's not just bringing a community together. Yeah. It's changing the individuals who on both sides of the coin. You understand what I mean? It's like having to put somebody else's shoes on and walk a mile in their shoes is always a growth process for that individual who's going through those steps. So I just think that's an awesome thing to do.
And also sharpening other skills. So it's like if you're blindfolded, you have to now hone into your hearing and your other senses. So
and they can hear very well because they rely on their hearing.
Yes.
Since they cannot rely on their vision.
Yes.
And the thing is that the sighted high school kids, they were like saying so much credit because wow, we are totally in the dark.
Yeah.
When you can see, the distance between the bases. But when you're blindfolded, there is now double the distance. Yeah. And now they know how to play. And they did wonderful. The score, we won 2-1. Yay. But the high school kids did wonderful. They just practiced a couple of games. We've been practicing for years and playing. Yeah. But it was a good competition. I want to say that the level competition was good. for us, and we hope to play it again. And so hopefully now in Connecticut, they can create a community for blind adaptive baseball for themselves. And, and hopefully in the future we can play again. And that way maybe 2 vision impaired teams together. But the
thanks
point is,
to you guys.
Yeah, so we just want to grow and share the experience with others because there's so much to do. I mean, you can't say that there's only 12 people in the tri-state area that have vision impaired people. There's a lot more. Yeah. So we need to find different roles for them to do. Or they need to come out and say, I want to be part of that. I want to do something. I may not be able to do this, but I can do that. Yeah. I cannot coach, but I can, there's a lot of roles we can do.
And then we've been involved in Special Olympics for a lot of years, and we've never heard of this type of baseball being played. It's normally things like bowling, volleyball, basketball, things like that, for people of different type of disabilities or different type of challenges. However, we've never heard about baseball being played in this way. So it was a very interesting concept to us. And the fact that you guys are integrating people into the community like that builds upon what Nikki has really been going after, is something called disability etiquette.
Yeah.
Knowing how to treat people who have different challenges and respect what their challenges are and how to approach them and still show them respect and honor. Some people, they don't want you to hold doors for them or treat them like they're different. They want to open their own door. They want to, kind of be independent in that capacity. So that's great what you guys are doing. I love it.
We love it.
Alex, why don't you tell them our next goal?
Yeah, so our next goal right now, some things that we're working on. One is just to try to get some winter practices going to improve for the upcoming season. Like I said, right now it's more based on international competition, being that we're the only registered team in the country.
Okay.
And as Coach Iris mentioned, we're also looking to do demonstrations and spread the word that this adaptive baseball team can be done in other states with other groups of visually impaired people. And hopefully, other than it being international competition, have some teams in the country.
Right.
And also not go to the Olympics, but to the Special Olympics. I mean, why not? They have the talent and the skills, and they fall under the qualification. So that will be wonderful.
Right. I agree. It's entertaining. It's very entertaining and so interesting. So
that would raise awareness. I agree. Anything that we can do to kind of raise awareness here in Georgia, I would love to tell people here in our local network about what you guys are doing. And I don't know how to get everybody involved. I don't even know what the first step is, but just sharing the word is one thing I know we can do. So any ideas you guys have to kind of give us information on how we can spread the word here locally, that would be a plus.
Yeah, we could definitely send you some video links on what we do, and people can hear them and view them at the same time. And that's probably the best attraction to put out there right now.
Okay, beautiful.
And then maybe reach out to our Facebook page, and that way put your interest there, right? Yeah, so we can make a connection, and tell you where to go next, and how to connect. Okay. And so you have our Facebook page already, and that would be the best one.
Yeah. Okay. And there's room to grow with that. So I see like a whole conglomerate, of baseball leagues, adaptive baseball leagues all around the country, for real.
A nationwide thing.
Even around the world, right? Because it is worldwide, pretty much.
Yeah, because in 2018 we played against the Italians. There was Cuba, Germany. Okay. England, and so awesome. So and now there's more teams coming up with playing adaptive blind baseball. Right. Beautiful. So we just want to grow here.
And tell our viewers with the website address, Iris, and how they can get in touch with you guys on social media as well, please.
Sure, I will. Give me a second. Believe it or not, because actually, just to let everyone know, we have 2 people who are responsible for updating our social media platforms. Mm-hmm. One of them is visually impaired. And the other one is sighted. And it's the visually impaired person who does all the work.
Wow.
just to let you know. Yeah. I'll send him pictures and videos, and he's the one who uploads it, or I'll tag him, but just to let you know. So I don't even know the name of it because I let somebody handle it completely independently. There's no hand holding here, and everybody volunteers for a role. So it's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll put it right on the screen.
Exactly. I was just about to say the same thing. So we'll put the tags down on the screen. and
I'm
place
going to
that
send
down
it to
there.
you by chat right now. I'll
Yeah.
give it to
Okay.
you in the chat line. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. That is great. You know, we had an opportunity, like I told you, I think I told you this previously, that we had an opportunity to work with Visions, an organization out of New York City, and work with some of their visually impaired students and help them with job building skills. And we did everything virtually. That was in the middle of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to, a lot of the students were very intelligent, students who are currently going to college, they're in their second and third year. And we were able to actually have them help us run Dream Young and do tasks for us.
Right.
And they were blessed in the process by getting those resumes built up.
And recommendation
letters and things like that. So that was pretty awesome, man.
Yeah. And they get credit too. They get, college credits towards,
for participating.
Right.
Yep.
That's correct. Yes.
And that is how our game started in Connecticut. Alex, why don't you tell Dream Young how we got to Connecticut?
Yeah, the way we were able to get that project going was really through one of our coaches, Coach Don, who has a grandson who goes to a college in the area. And he was working on some type of assignment for his school. And it just turns out that the school he's affiliated with has the baseball team. And we moved forward with Coach Don and started this this competition that we had recently in Connecticut. Okay. So it was a learning experience for us and for the team in Connecticut, and we're looking to play them and host them now, moving forward next season. So it's beyond just an introduction now. Now this is going to move forward with a whole new the annual tournament that we'll have against them, playing with them.
Oh, that's great.
That's great. And Alex, what would you like to say to our viewers that we have not touched on? Is there anything that we are leaving out of the conversation that you would like to add to it? Yes.
Despite whatever visual condition somebody was perhaps recently diagnosed with, and I know things could be difficult at times with accepting that, and somebody could be home and perhaps be depressed and not know how to take that approach with moving forward with their life. There's always something out there for somebody who's vision impaired to do. You just have to find the right contact, get involved with the right people, and you'll be surprised how far you could go with the proper networking. So there's always something for you to do, despite the difficulties that life may present to you. Is it all right if I just mention the basis of our name and how that got started?
Of course.
Yes.
Okay, so the New York Lions. The reason why we named ourselves the Lions is in honor of our main supporter, which is the New York City Financial District Lions Club, based in Manhattan, with Terry Palladini. So in honor of them supporting us, that's how we got the name, and we thank that club for everything that they've done for us.
I also want to say that the more time you spend in the blind community, the more you will learn about them. And I just want to say that the things I have learned since 2018, since I joined the team, you learn. So you don't need to know anything. You just need to learn how to respect the independence of other people and what they like and what not to do. Yeah. And I'm just going to say this from the get-go. Do not touch their cane. That's their eyes. When you take their cane and you take their hand away from the cane, you're taking away their vision. So don't do that. So you ask permission. Always ask permission. Like you say, can I help you cross the street? Can I lead you? And let them put their hand on you, on your shoulder or on your arm, and then follow them and just ask. And then they'll tell you how independent they are, or if they want some assistance. So it is awesome. I have great time. I've become like really good friends with the team, and we have a great time.
Yeah. And I learn something new every day. I learn something new every day. And I just love this experience. Just doing these interviews and doing this podcast is like opening my eyes up now. Like I said, we've been in the industry for about 15 years now, and I'm still growing as a human being myself with every interaction I have.
Yeah.
So just thank you guys again so much. We're going to spread the word as much as we possibly can on our end. We have a whole mailing list that we share our information with. We, of course, have social media platforms as well. And we are also available in audio on all major streaming platforms, the Spotify's, the iTunes, and so forth. So we're going to share your information with as many people as possible. So we just want to thank you, appreciate the work that you're doing. and just say congratulations on your successes, and send us that information to help us, introduce our local community to, what you guys are doing as well.